friends, my name is Marines and I'm back today with my list of what I'll be reading and watching and doing in August. It is also Vita Day 2 and today's prompt is just about tips and tricks for Vita, and since I've never actually completed it, also probably my number one tip would be to keep these short, and I'm now going to keep this a little bit longer than I normally would for a regular Vita video because something else is happening. This upcoming week starts the booktubeathon. I will put all of the information about the booktubeathon in the description below, including all of the wonderful people who are leading it. Basically, a readathon is just a number of days or an assigned period where you read as much as you can. For this readathon there are challenges, so you just try to pick books that meet the different challenges. For the week-long booktubeathon there are 7 challenges and I have 0% confidence that I will actually read that much, but I have picked a book for most of those challenges, so this is like a wish list TBR. Best case scenario TBR. The first challenge is to pick a book with blue on the cover, and I will be reading The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. I read Beloved earlier this year and I wanted to make sure that I read at least one more thing by Toni Morrison this year, even though it is my eventual goal to read all of the things by Toni Morrison. I wonder if I get bonus points because the word blue is actually in the title. Number 2 is to read a book by an author who shares the first letter of your last name, so my last name starts with an A, and I will be reading The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. I've had this book on my TBR for I don't know how long now, and it is the book that my YA book club has picked for this month, and we're meeting next weekend. I have to finish this book. Basically, it's a YA retelling of 1001 Nights. Challenge number 3 is to read someone else's favorite book. I wasn't sure what to do with this, so I took to Twitter and asked for people's favorite books. Sam over at Novels and Nonsense said that one of her favorite books was The Fellowship of the Ring. I have actually read those, but it was a goal of mine to reread them this summer, and I haven't gotten around to that. I did place a hold on an audiobook copy at the library, and I'm just now getting it. So I'm going to be listening to the audiobook version of The Fellowship of the Ring, which I think is going to be a great way to kind of break up this readathon anyways. Number 4 is to read the last book that you acquired. That would be Satin Island by Tom McCarthy, and I'll talk a little bit more about this at the end of this video, but I just got this from the library, so this will be my last book acquired. Challenge number 5 is to finish a book without letting go of it, so I'm going to pick up a graphic novel, which of course would be a lot easier to finish in one sitting because of the size of it, and that'll be Lumberjanes. One of my friends and longtime Snark Squad reader, Wendy, recommended this to me, and I bought the first issue on Amazon and was immediately after I finished it like, what have I done? Because I wanted to keep reading, so I went ahead and bought the first volume, and that should be here shortly. Number 6 is to read a book you really want to read, and I'm going to be going for The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. A lot of people have asked me whether or not I've read this book, so I think they are curious as to whether or not I will enjoy it, so I'm curious as to whether or not I will enjoy it as well. The last challenge is just to read 7 books, and lol. If for some reason I finish all of these other things, my 7th book will probably just be another graphic novel. The rest of my August TBR is really simple, and I'm just going to be reading through the Man Booker long list. I've already borrowed or requested all of the books except for 2, which are yet to be released, I believe. The first ones I received from the library are Staten Island by Tom McCarthy and The Illuminations by Andrew O'Hagan. I don't know how many of the 13 on the Man Booker dozen this year that I will get through because I had a really bad reading month last month, but I'm going to try and get through as many as I can. I'm going to be pacing myself though. I don't feel very much pressure to get through these. I'm just really excited to read each of them, and I'm going to figure out a way to give you my thoughts about each of them. I don't know what the project is going to look like exactly, but that is a thing that I am doing. As for TV, I will be finishing Sense8 this month. I only have like 3 episodes I think, so that'll happen pretty soon, and after that I want to pick up BoJack Horseman. This was not a thing that was on my radar at all until I went to VidCon and I met Ashley from over at Climb the Stacks, and she just gave the most amazing recommendation of this. I wish I could reenact it. I have a feeling her recommendation was more entertaining than anything the show could produce, but still, she spoke highly of it, so I'm gonna give that a chance. Besides that, in the month of August, I will be taking a trip to London. I have been traveling a lot in these last couple of months, and I'm a little bit exhausted, and especially of packing and unpacking, but I am excited for London, and I know that once I get closer to this trip, and once I'm actually there, I will be more excited. Also, the fall semester will be starting. I took 2 classes over the summer, and I will be back to taking 5 classes this fall, so that's all for me today. If you've read any of the books that I've mentioned on this TBR list, let me know down in the comments. If you are also planning on reading through any of the Man Booker list, let me know, and maybe we can even buddy read 1 or 2. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys soon. Number 2 is to read a book by an author who shares the first letter of your last name. Who's keeping score? I want my bonus points.